It's time for a midweek volleyball matchup at the Dome as Bluefield College plays host to the Tusculum College Pioneers. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel here, as well as Buddy Gallimore. We are glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield, Buddy, coming off of their first win of the season. I know you weren't there to see it, but they were such a tenacious team. Ended up beating Thomas More, a team they lost to a month before that in 5 sets. And what do you really think that says about this team?
I think it says they don't quit. They won't stop. They want to learn. They want to keep playing. And I think it's also a testament to Coach Alvarez, getting his guys to believe in his system and work and do what needs to be done to win. And with a young group like this, they've got to learn how to win.
Going up against a Tusculum College team that's 4-14, Bluefield College 1-12, but Bluefield actually faced Tusculum all the way back in January at the end of that month and lost in 3 straight sets. And, Buddy, the interesting thing about that, Tusculum was able to beat Bluefield handily like that, even when the Rams still had Alberto Ciparini.
Well, I think that point of the season, that's their second match, and they're still kind of learning each other. Coach Alvarez is still learning his rotation, and I think it could be a much different match, even though Alberto is out of the lineup tonight still. So it definitely could be different.
Rams go out on the floor now, head coached by Alfonso Alvarez in his first year, native of Miami, Florida. Bluefield College with a couple of very tough matches just a few days ago. They lost in 3 or 4 sets to Lawrence Tech, but they won the first set in that game, really set the tone, and then beat Thomas More in a match that really was a full marathon, and the Rams ended up winning in 5 sets. So now we see the starting lineup. Caleb Word, the freshman center, joined by General Smith, another freshman in the middle of the net as the middle blocker. Going to the back, it'll be Alex Duran and Eric Duran with Devin Robinson, another freshman that had a pretty good game against Thomas More in the win. And last but not least, the senior Carleek Owens from Portsmouth, Virginia. Name to watch out for on the other end for Tusculum, Sean Kampshoff, wearing number 8, the right side hitter from Las Vegas, Nevada, only a sophomore, was able to get 12 kills in the effort to win against Bluefield back on January 25th. We are ready to go in Bluefield. Devin Robinson with the ball behind the back boundary. Started out in the last game with an ace. We'll see what he can do here. Underway in Bluefield. Set by Blanco. And there's a quick point for the Pioneers.
That's a good way to start for your Pioneer fan.
Pioneers coming from Greenville, Tennessee, competing in NCAA Division II. Matteo Miselli, the freshman from Italy. Owens glides down and slams the ball down to the hard court.
And that's a good start for the Rams. Good pass, great set. Carleek sets the tone, and we're off.
Carleek Owens had a pretty great game, 17 kills against not Thomas More, Lawrence Tech the first game, as Kampshoff able to put a kill onto the scoreboard. It's 2-1.
And there's Kampshoff coming out of the back row already, making his presence known.
6'5" sophomore. Here's Arthur Amarim. Word feeds Owens off the block, point Bluefield.
This could be a battle between our outside, Carleek Owens, and their right side, Sean Kampshoff.
Well, the Rams really don't hide it that they're going to target Carleek Owens a lot. They're too low. Rams capitalize off of a hitting error to take the lead.
And that's tough for Kampshoff. He's coming around the rotation to where he wants to hit at, and on a bad pass was passed right to where he wants to take off from.
Caleb Word with a left hand. Still loose. Word dives. Carleek Owens lomps the ball over. Set from Blanco, perfectly placed from the back, and it's tied up 3-3.
You've got to watch out for that big play, especially on a free ball. Outside hitter coming out of the back row, coming straight down the gut, and when you don't have any blockers, it's almost every time if you keep it in.
Bit of an overpass off target. Ron didn't get everything that he wanted on that, but the Pioneers will set off by it. Here's Carly Goins over the block. Pioneers didn't see it coming. 4-3 Bluefield.
That's a great job. I think that was Tusculum kind of lost where Carleek was. He stayed on that right side instead of switching back out to the outside spot.
And a service error right out of the gate. So here's Hunter Wogg, the freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, playing against a couple of other 7'5" natives today. Now in the starting lineup, Colby Muter as well as Carly Goins. Service error. Into the hands of Colby Muter, the freshman. Just nicks the net. Big swing, drop it home. That's Matteo Maselli.
And that was just a little bit of freshman inexperience right there. General's got to realize that ball's not coming over and know where the setter is, front row or back row, and then adjust to form that two-person block.
Ivan Sosa with the serve. Alex Duran, first swing of the day, point Bluefield. Now he can be an X factor for the Rams, buddy, because when Alex Duran gets that momentum going, it's pretty tough to stop him on the outside as well.
It is. He has a good selection of shots. He can go hard angle like he just did, or he can do that wrist away and go down the line.
Kampshoff. Big swing, Maselli. Oh, Carly Goins hit that. That was going out. And that one does. Devin Robinson.
Yeah, I think that's a couple times we've played balls that were hit right at us, and we didn't let the ball go out, and we could have.
Taylor made for General Smith. Back to Maselli off the body of Terrell Boston.
Okay, this is one of those times we've got to stop a run. They've got two in a row.
And instead, it's an ace. Rams looked a bit discombobulated there. 3 points in a row for the Pioneers. Robinson blocked. Rams bounce back. Maselli, once again a laser beam. Make that 4 in a row for the Pioneers.
And I think Tusculum has realized they've got a little bit of a mismatch outside with Caleb Word as the other blocker.
Close to the net. Off the block again. The run continues. Alfonso Alvarez calls a timeout. Bluefield College down by 5 against Tusculum. Check. Rams back out onto the floor. Bluefield College down by 5. A big run for Tusculum at the moment. And for the Rams, you said it, the Pioneers are really keying on that mismatch on the outside.
Yeah, General's got to maybe take a step to his right a little bit to cover Caleb a little bit more and make sure we can get that block set and force that attack back into our defense.
Robinson jumps up to the net and gets a point.
Great job out of a timeout for Devin.
back up. Muter with a great defensive play. Maselli, another big swing with a right hand. Owens, Nick down, ranging back. It's a point for Lucas Blanco.
One bright spot there in that back row is Devin Robinson. He is playing some defense. He is seeing where the hitters are attacking. He's in the right spot, and he's putting hard attacks right on a dime for the setter.
Way too far. Rams benefit from a service error there. Gets him back within 4. Blanco on the outside, too far. And Hunter Walk misses the mark to put Bluefield back within 3.
And there Eric pushed himself inside, forced that ball outside, and went wide.
Back up. I'll just split everyone. Rams fell asleep on that one.
That's called a campfire ball. Everybody's gathered around the campfire, and the ball goes right in the middle.
Word. And a double. We saw a lot of those called at the beginning of the year for Caleb Word, and they've been a bit more rare in these last couple of weeks, but well, that's 2 games in a row where Caleb Word's been called for a double like that.
It's just repetition. He's gotten used to how they're going to call, how tight they're going to call, and I think one of his biggest worries is basically called a deep dish. It's pulling a ball down too low and it's staying in your hands too long.
Now with a left hand, Kampshoff elevates the lead to 6 points for Tusculum. As Alex Duran runs back in for Bluefield, native of Honduras, and Terrell Boston goes off onto the bench. Big time swing, Maselli. Robinson, a great effort, but falls to the floor to no avail.
And it's a good job by Eric in the middle, realizing that Bick is coming, the quick attack out of the back row. And he gets a touch of it, and we've at least got a shot at picking that ball up.
Comes Eric Duran. Great idea there. Saw that nobody was to the right of him, and the Pioneers couldn't pick up a dig.
Great court awareness by Eric.
So Caleb Word, can the Rams start a bit of a rally here? Missed time that. Kicked in the air by Word. Blanco dunks though. And the setter tallies a kill.
And that's not recognizing the setters up front. We got to know that.
Lucas Blanco. Word. Well, just the chemistry is not there. Another timeout called by Alfonso Alvarez. It's 18-10 in favor of the Pioneers. Welcome back, everybody. Still in set one. Rams trail 18-10. Haley Engel and Buddy Gallimore, we're glad to have you back with us here in set one. Tusculum looking for a clean sweep against Bluefield this season. Alex Duran has other plans.
That's just sheer power. That's a senior stepping up, wanting the ball, and putting it away. Put me on your or I'll put you on my shoulders and I'll carry you. Let's go.
Sixth floor outside hitter with the kill. Blanco quickly to the middle blocker. Good dig by Muter. There's a young man with tons of potential for Bluefield College. And because of that dig alone, the Rams are able to get a point.
And I think that's one thing that this Ram team does well is play defense. Their block may not necessarily be set up, but they play back row defense pretty well. There it is again. And he's in position, just didn't have his hands in the right spot.
19-12. They're still going down the line to try to target Muter, so he has been challenged. Alex Duran aiming for the back, and Walk couldn't dig it out. First time these two teams squared off. Every set win 25-18.
You see Eric Duran leading his team, getting them, trying to get them fired up, get them going.
A little bit off balance for Maselli, forcing Word to dive up. Back for Maselli. That's been almost impossible to stop for the Rams today. When they target Maselli and it's on a good pass, the potential is there, and the velocity has been very, very almost impossible to kind of thwart.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop that one-on-one. Even if you hit it right at the defender, it's going to be tough to stop.
Tough serve. General Smith quickly blocked. Maselli again. Pioneers 4 points away from a convincing set one victory. Ivan Sosa. Maselli over the line. That was a bit closer than originally anticipated.
I think even if we had the replay system, that would have been out.
Yeah.
I think I saw that out as well.
So a chance for Terrell Boston. Bluefield only down by 6. Hit the light fixture. Into the middle. Fighting around with Arthur Amarim. Amshoff, Amarim. That's in. Not by much, but you talked about court awareness with Eric Duran. Middle blocker for Tusculum also had that in Arthur Amarim.
Just hit it where they aren't.
A dig. General Smith quickly there with a left hand.
And that's good awareness for General right there. Do not let that ball cross the net.
22-16. Evan Robinson trying to challenge himself with the serve, and just a bit low.
Those kind of serves at this point, you want to be aggressive, but
Yeah.
you don't want to go to the net. You at least want to make it go long, make them decide whether that's going to be in or out.
Tough serve for the Rams. And Carly Goins mops it up anyway.
Good hustle by Caleb Ward there, getting that set up to Carleek.
back, Kampshoff. Now it's set point for Tusculum.
I think one thing the Rams have to do for the next set is get their serves, make their serves more aggressive. We're just giving them easy points or giving them easy serves so they can pass it and stay in system. We've got to find a way to serve seams, serve lines, or serve more aggressive, because right now Tusculum is just staying in system and they can set anybody they want.
Still set point. Trying to dunk it, and Carly Cohen said no to that.
I was just thinking they need to make sure they're aware the setter is front row. Great job by Carly keeping that aware.
Quickly in the middle, staying set point. Rams making it interesting. Uter into the air for Robinson. Tough angle for Carly Cohen. He made it work anyway. Kampshoff to end it. Not yet. Oh, and the communication ends for Bluefield even after a solid run. That is it for set number one. Tusculum College takes a 1-0 lead. On to the second set here in Bluefield. Tusculum able to win the first one triumphantly, 25-19. And, you know, buddy, what did you make out of that one?
I think we're playing well defensively, especially in the back row. But our communication with each other and having that chemistry, knowing where each other is at, it is still a little bit off. And then that comes with time, over a year's time. So they're still going to get it. It's there. It's better. It's improving, and Coach Alvarez has got a lot to look forward to.
Always have to remind yourself of the amount of freshmen in the starting lineup for Bluefield. Meanwhile, for Matteo Maselli, that will not count as his 10th kill. That's an illegal back row attack, and it's 1-0 Bluefield.
Evidently, the R1 saw that he stepped on the line, and once you step on the line as a back row attacker, if you attack it from above the net, it's a back row attack.
So a gift for the Rams, and they giveth and taketh away. That time it was legal from the back for Amorim. Tusculum headed by Eddie Pennington in his first year. Tough serve for Amorim.
And if you notice on his serve, it's not very hard, but he's also got that little bit of side spin on it, much like a curveball in baseball. It's going to be moving. Now that's an aggressive
there.
That's an aggressive serve. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you there. But that's being aggressive, serving it right to that corner. And he's also, even if he passes that ball, Walk will be out of system.
Go back to Walk, being aggressive again. Pioneers looked a little out of system as Alex Duran misses the court.
Set just a hair too tight.
Now back into the hands of Tusculum, and it'll be Lucas Blanco. Tusculum again, there for the block.
That's a pretty solid wall right there in front of the freshman, DeRobinson. He'll learn as he gets older that he'll be able to go crossbody and cut that off the outside blocker's hands.
All trying to learn under first-year head coach Alfonso Alvarez. Can't be easy. You come to college first year playing in an elevated competition, as Bluefield should be taking a 4-3 lead. Quickly knocked down by Devin Robinson. And a service error. Gives it back to Tusculum. Right around the 8-point mark is where we saw Tusculum jump ahead. See if the Rams can stay in it until then. Left-handed swing by Kampshoff.
That's just quick set, and that's timing between their setter and their hitter.
There's Walk to the back. Rams can't get that one. What did the Rams exactly do wrong on a play like that?
On the play before, on the attack?
On that serve?
Well, one is communication. For me, I would want the back row attacker or the back row player taking that pass. They've got to communicate before the serve as to who's got the seam. The seam is the part of the floor in between the two players. And I would want the back row player that taking that pass so that Devin could go outside and get ready for his attack.
Blanco, Maselli, over the back line. Rams are staying in this one after some early errors in the second set from Tusculum. Nicks off of the rope. Off of the fingertips, General Smith, the freshman, another one.
And that's perfect by the libero Colby Mutter. Let the attacker attack. You're the one with the odd-colored jersey. You make the pass, and we get the offense going.
And you see there Robinson trying to challenge himself and challenge Tusculum with a tough serve. And those are one of the times it just ends up being an error.
And those are the type that I think Coach Alvarez can live with, as long as we've scored a couple points and gotten them on their heels, and we side out.
Smith is low, tied up again at 8-8. Word tried to dunk, just misplayed it.
That's a good idea. He hadn't done that the whole match. Just got to execute. He dropped his elbow a little bit, which brought his hand below the top of the tape.
This time he passes to Carly Goins, quick block of Morum.
This is a tough rotation right here for Bluefield. We can pass the ball, but we've got to find a way to put the ball away, and that's what I think Caleb was trying to do a while ago when he tried that setter dump. Out of system, we got to take care of this. Got to be a better pass.
Robinson trying to take care of it from the back. Maselli. Whistle blows. It's a double call.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that, but he had a better view than I did.
Whistle blows. Alex Duran checks back in. Terrell Boston goes to the bench. There's Sosa. And once again, we saw Muter diving on that play as the ball almost nicked over onto the Bluefield side of the net. Luckily for the Rams, it fell over to the Pioneers. Selly. Blanco passes to Maselli again. Well, he didn't even put everything on it that time. Still ended up being a kill.
Yeah, he hit that kind of like a spatula. Hit it off the end. I think that was a double, too, on Tusculum's setter, but who am I to say?
Blanco quickly to Amorum. Another one for Kampshoff. 4-point lead. Rams trying to not let the Pioneers do exactly what they did in set one, and that was jump ahead right at this moment. Now with the left hand, Maselli. Long bump for Muter. Maselli rolls it down the line over to Duran. Goes out, and that was just a solid play made by the libero, Peter Stewart. Although the ball was dropping out at the last second, he let it hit to the floor.
Yeah, that was a tough break for Devin. A lot of times we use the equipment like that, using the net, it'll fall in play, and at that time it worked against him.
Word passes to Owens. It's in. Point Rams.
That's a great job. Caleb jump set, drew a block, and Eric, came in front and made that middle blocker late, getting to the outside.
6 kills for Carly Goins and an ace for Devin Robinson.
Now, I think that was Caleb Word. But you don't have to be aggressive on those serves. Just like that. That was aggressive, but it took some speed off of it. And now they're out of system.
Alex to run, blocked, and a point for Bluefield. And no, that should be for Tusculum. I don't think the Pioneers realize it yet, but that is their point.
Yeah, Eric got unlucky there. The ball off the block went into the net instead of straight down. And so Eric was still continuing underneath the net, which interfered with the blockers.
Just over the line, trying to challenge the serve. It's Maselli. Comes Carleek Owens. Backwards feed for Kampshoff. Block was there. Bluefield just couldn't hose it down. Timeout called by Alfonso Alvarez. 4-point lead for Tusculum. (16-12) lead for the Tusculum Pioneers, and the Rams just trying to not let a run happen to them like what we saw in set one. And, well, buddy, what do the Rams have to do to make sure that doesn't happen to them?
We've got a pass right here. Make a pass, get out, make a side out, right out of a timeout. And that needs to be recognized. That's going to be a joust. That's right on top of the net. Devin's got to go get that. Be aggressive on that.
Blanco, the setter, able to drop it home. Here comes Peter Stewart. Backwards pass for Alex Aron. Kampshoff, left hand. Good dig. Off of the block, Point Owens.
Finding the seam. That's a great job of finding the seam by Carleek Owens.
Bluefield College only down by 4. Kampshoff. Well, the Rams in Word and Owens just laid that one and just dropped between them.
I think one thing they've done now, they have kind of changed their serving pattern. They're serving short, which is an aggressive serve, but Tusculum is making passes, and they've – yeah, that was a double.
Pioneers fell asleep on that. Rams back within 4. Kampshoff with the 2 hands, and boy, that ended up being closer than I thought it was going to be. Still not where the Pioneers wanted.
I'm glad it's not baseball, and we'll see chalk fly.
A point for the Pioneers. I'm also glad it's not baseball, so we won't be here for 7 hours.
This is true. Even though it could be a good 2.5.
Yeah.
Definitely not 7.
They played 5 sets against Thomas More a few days ago. It ended up being every bit of those 2.5. Meanwhile, Robinson. Bluefield hanging around, only down by 3. They lost the first set 25-19.
This is the point in the match where you kind of want somebody to make a great play for you. Maybe an ace. Maybe a diving dig or something, and win the point, just to get a little spark on your side of the floor.
And you have to give it to Robinson. Even with a couple of service errors like that, he's still being aggressive. swings too far, 21-16.
That first swing by Carlika was very smart. Put it right back into the block, and they brought it right back to him. And you reset the offense. He just didn't get his full transition and was able to get as far back as he needed.
Rolls across the tape, and General Smith went under the net. That's just a tough break for Bluefield College.
Caleb's got to see that serve. Caleb's got to watch the serve.
Oh, the Rams can't get it back into it with a play like that. Timeout called by Alfonso Alvarez. 7-point lead, Tusculum. (23-16). Tusculum trying to wrap up set two. Can the Rams come back? And with plays like that, they may be able to on a service error right out of the timeout.
General's just got to go after this.
What the freshman can do here. Selly. Well, set point. There's a guy that has gone after it for the Tusculum Pioneers.
Heads up down below when that young man swings.
Kampshoff and Maselli have been tough to stop. Robinson a good dig. Alex to run. Point Tusculum, and the Pioneers wrap up a set two victory, 25-17, with a big run at the end. We're going to be right back with set three coming up at the Dome. Tusculum wrapped up set 2, 25-17. Now take a 2-0 lead. And once again, it looked like, Buddy, that the Rams were victimized by yet another late run by Tusculum.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. There's the defense, good. But it's just one of those things you've got to be able to put runs together. Tusculum is able to do that. They have players that can put a ball away when they need to, and we're just still trying to find that.
3 freshmen on the floor right now for Bluefield College. One of them takes a big swing and goes over the line. But I think some of the plus signs you're going to have to see out of Bluefield College in this game. Colby Muter has played very well defensively.
I agree. And one of his problems early in the season was getting frustrated and losing his focus a little bit. I think he has done an excellent job of working on that throughout the season.
Alex Duran focuses up and blasts the ball into the corner. Well, speaking of the devil, here's Colby Muter. Service error.
Now let's see how Colby responds to that. Body language is good right now. That shows a sign of maturity right there on his part.
Shafar Grant into the game. It looks like Eddie Pennington's starting to mix up the lineup. Going backwards. Owens blocked quickly. Walk was right there.
That's where you've got to pick an angle. You've got to pick a side. You can't go straight down the middle. That's where the block is. You've got to find an ankle, go to zone 1, go to zone 5.
Big time swing by Robinson. A good dig from Kampshoff. Either way, too low, point Bluefield. Welcome you into the Dome Gymnasium, Bluefield College. Here in Bluefield, Virginia, about 3 hours away from Tusculum and Greenville, Tennessee. Rams back within 1.
And we've got a senior at the service line. Keep being aggressive, but keep it in.
Alex Duran really does neither of those things there. Now Lucas Blanco. Been a tough server for Tusculum today. Bit of an overpass. General Smith pops the ball in the air. Pioneers were already celebrating. And they did it way too early as the Rams, thanks to the defensive effort of Smith, score a point there.
That's one of those plays you've got to build on. You've got to build on and let it spark your team.
Tough serve by Robinson, challenging them. Robinson fighting back. Muter sends the ball over. Rams have to regroup, and well, they got very close to doing so. Sean Kampshoff puts it inside of the boundary for another kill.
I think that's I'm starting to learn that might be a piece of the Alvarez coaching philosophy is you never quit on a play, and they didn't.
And you see the guys that didn't quit. I mean, you look at Robinson and Muter, both of them freshly new college students. So potential there for Bluefield College. Eric Duran, point Bluefield.
Good. Get them going. Get them going.
6-6 the score.
First he gets a touch off the block, slows the attack down.
Drops
another
over
break.
the tape.
And getting another break like that.
Rams take the lead. They held the lead very seldomly in set 2. Sean Kampshoff right back into it, tying the game up. Didn't take him long.
Good job by General at the service line. That might be his best service for tonight.
Ivan Sosa. Oh, his name a few times. Lots of freshmen for Tusculum as well. Bit off balance for Carleek Owens. Maselli. Boy, that bounced so hard it almost hit a light fixture.
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to stop that, but you might be able to slow it down if you're Colby or Caleb Word. Realize he's coming that hard angle. That's his shot.
Quickly blocked. That's Shafar Grant. See, 2 in a row, make it 3 in a row actually for the Tusculum Pioneers. This is where the Rams can't afford to let the Pioneers ignite another run. Carleek Owens misses to the right.
Good job switching things up with Alex or Eric in the middle, coming on the outside, and Carleek going down the middle.
Comes Owens. Point Bluefield jumping right to the net as Alex Duran is ready to check in.
The Rams do show a little bit more energy in this set, but we've got to come with that in the first set. Not just wait until we're down 2-0 to start to come alive.
Tall hill to climb for Bluefield to get back in this one. Down by 2-0 and down 2 in set 3. (11-8). Way too far for Sean Kampshoff, floating the ball beyond the back boundary. Maselli! There's a huge block and only about a foot away from it dropping inside.
That great wall of Duran was set up there. Just got to press a little bit more, put that ball down.
Ace. Convincing serve by Maselli. And he might be one of the more talented hitters we have seen play against Bluefield College this year.
Well, when you've got a weapon like that from the service line, we know you can hit from at the net.
Robinson with a split decision to dunk. Luckily he does. Robinson again. Blanco for Maselli. Pushed it to the back corner. Once again, great court awareness. And I think that maybe the officials there might have missed a back.
I thought so too.
There.
But as quick as they're moving, it's sometimes hard to recognize. General's got to keep that on his side. Good job recognizing that.
Well, a dunk play. Muter was there, and Caleb Word just couldn't pass the ball off right. 5-point lead for Tusculum. Here's Grant. Goes inside for Alex Duran. Trell Boston ready to run in.
That's one where using the equipment really helped him, kept that ball in.
Point Tusculum. Block was there, just could not matriculate a point.
We R1 is definitely letting them play. There's been a couple iffy hands calls, but I think it's been even on both sides.
Maybe the fatigue starting to set into the Rams as well. Did not get back until 3 o'clock in the morning after a trip down to South Carolina yesterday. Lost to Erskine in 3 straight sets. Played 2 volleyball matches last Friday. Quick duel at the net. Walk. Well, trying to take the head off of Alfonso Alvarez.
And that's a good play by General right there on those joust plays there at the top of the net. You always want to be the second person to touch that.
Popped up for Kampshoff. Targets Kampshoff again. It may have been going out, and now it's 17-12.
Yeah, I think if Colby hadn't been there, Carleek might have taken a big swing at that. But instead he had to tip that over.
17-12 the score. General Smith has had a couple of pretty good moments in this game. It's one of the better games we've seen out of the freshman middle blocker.
He has played well. Compared to earlier in the season, I think he has definitely grown as a college volleyball player.
Maselli, Boston with a big-time dig. And the block works for Duran. So the defensive showcase for Bluefield College at times in this match, continuing with the sophomore.
And that tells you they are in the correct defensive position. Coach Alvarez has done a great job getting them where they need to be on the floor. And again, right there, Devin is right there where he can make a play, just executing the play.
Oh, that one went off of the chest of Robinson. Tusculum 7 away from taking a sweep. They won the first one 25-19, galloped out to a 25-17 win in set 2. Alex Duran in. Kampshoff, we're diving to make the play, but it drops out of bounds. Now the magic number 6 for the Pioneers. Ace. I think this might be time for a timeout. Yes, it is. Alfonso Alvarez burns one, and Tusculum is only 5 away from a 3-set sweep. Tusculum University leads Bluefield College in this Division II NCAA versus NAIA matchup at the Dome. 2-0, and now 20-15. Caleb Word. Muter right in front of the top brass at Bluefield College. Maselli into the corner.
That's a great shot. That had the block up and everything when you go deep 5 corner. that is a very tough shot to do.
Well, the Italian has been so tough to beat. 22-15. Timeout once again, Alfonso Alvarez. (22-15), Tusculum leading 2-0, and now Bluefield College gets a point back. Alfonso Alvarez and his team in danger of falling to 1-13 here with a clean sweep for Tusculum against Bluefield College this season. But despite that, we've seen a couple of good plays encouraging the potential of this young Bluefield College squad. Now Owens, the senior for Bluefield College. Next time we're playing here, it'll be on March 26th, and it will be senior night for Carleek Owens as well as Alex Duran.
That ball hit the net, but it was just outside the antenna, therefore it's still out.
And another point for Bluefield. Well, right now you're not really able to have service errors like that. Tusculum only 2 away. Matteo Miceli from Reggio Emilia, Italy. Whoa. Hits the dome roof. It's still eligible to be played, and so they do. Match point coming up. And Miceli ended here. (24-18). Diving play Owens. Here comes walk. Well, too far. Point Bluefield.
Front row player has to take that ball and not let Carleek just bump it over the net. We've got to be aggressive.
Aggression certainly something the Rams can build on as the years to come, as Muter misses the mark, and that is the match. 25-19, Tusculum College, or Tusculum University, I should say, picking up a 3-0 win. Buddy, any final thoughts on this one?
They're getting better. Tusculum has a couple pretty good outsides, and Kampshoff on that right side is very good. But one of the bright spots, I think, tonight was definitely Colby Muter. He came up with some digs that I haven't seen him come up with. And so when you have that defense behind you, if you can go with it and build on that and have those attacks, then you're going to put those things away.
Well, nicely put by Buddy Gallimore, and that will wrap up our volleyball coverage here at the Dome tonight. Be sure to tune in on March 26th. That'll be senior night for the Rams and the next home game. But for Buddy Gallimore, once again, my name is Bailey Engel, reminding you the final score from the Dome. Pioneers pick up the 3-0 victory.